Prime Minister Albanese will commemorate Anzac Day this week by walking sections of the Kokoda Track with his PNG counterpart, James Marape. One of those lucky enough to be joining the PM on this trip is News Corp cartoonist Warren Brown. I spoke to him a few days ago and asked him about how he felt to receive an invitation to walk part of the Kokoda Track for Anzac Day with the PM.
Well, Kieran, it's a shock, and it's also a shock that the Prime Minister would be inviting a cartoonist. It means that I'm probably not doing my job well enough to offend him. But look, it's such an honour, and it was, as you said, it's out of the blue. I received a phone call one night. The Prime Minister had requested, me to travel with him to New Guinea and walk the Kokoda Track. It is a fantastic honour.
Indeed, it is an absolute honour to receive the invitation, but you haven't had much notice. It's come with very short notice. Are you ready for the trip? Are you ready for the walk?
I'm not quite sure. I know the Prime Minister and I are gentlemen of a similar age. And look, I haven't been training for this at all because I've only found out only a few days ago that I'm going. But in the meantime, I'm mentally preparing myself for it because I've read so much about Kokoda and I've studied it and I was once upon a time going to walk the track and I've never actually done it before, but I hope I'm mentally prepared for it. That's what I reckon.
Now, Warren, other Prime Ministers have gone to Kokoda before Anzac Day. What significance should we put on this particular trip in terms of Prime Minister Albanese walking the track?
Well, I mean, the thing about Kokoda and the Pacific Theatre of War is that you don't have to join the dots too far to go back to probably the greatest Labor Prime Minister of all, John Curtin, who bravely stood up to Winston Churchill to bring Australian forces back from the Middle East to garrison the Pacific, I guess you'd say. The success at Kokoda and those brave boys of the 39th Battalion, I mean, they're only kids. Those guys that were up there at Ishirava holding off, crack Japanese troops. It is such an Australian story, and I understand why Labor Prime Ministers feel so drawn to the story because it does have Labor underpinnings to the whole thing. And I think it's very significant that Prime Minister Albanese is going, and it's appropriate.